Those that have idols put their faith in those idols. And that is exactly what pride is. The idol fulfills what God is supposed to be fulfilling. This is why it's an idol. And pride is faith in that idol rather than faith in God. Pride defends the idol, and this is why many get upset when their idol is touched. They will fight or argue or run to preserve their idol, their God, who's supposed to be preserving them, but cannot. In Christianity, the idol is actually knowledge. It's information, which includes the rituals and the beliefs, that relate to one's beliefs about God and Jesus Christ. This is then called faith in God, and they defend the faith by defending their beliefs and the information that they have. And this is both in and outside of church. This sort of confidence blocks many from being able to receive correction regarding the information that's being idolized. Which is scary because this can then keep people in sin if the information they have is sinful. Fear of being wrong, fear of being deceived, and things like these cause people to be in fear of correction. And this in turn causes people to reject correction, hugging their idol and the information they're comfortable with. You do see this all the time with church, in these denominations of Christianity. Everyone hugs their teachings, they believe they're right, they point the fingers at other denominations, argue with other denominations, and they're trying to convert other Christians from other denominations to follow their teachings because their teachings are right. And their teachings go with the Word of God, the Bible. Everyone's reading generally the same Bible, many different translations, and have different teachings that they're all in pride about. Their confidence is in those specific teachings that they teach. And if you don't follow those teachings, you're not saved. But if you agree with the teachings, then you're in fellowship and loved and respected. It's very simple to see the problem here. This is not faith in God. This is literally faith in man's teachings being called the teachings of God. And again, this is not limited to church. This also extends to those outside of church. They follow the same mindset and the same way of thinking. They both idolize their own beliefs and teaching. The God of this Christian idol is a false Christ. This spirit leads people to idolize the information about its own version of Jesus and God. It being a spirit of Antichrist even confirms its false teachings in the hearts of the people who are victimized by it. It's these same false Christs that cause people to feel really good and really comfortable in church. It's part of the false signs that Jesus warned us about. You see, the truth is there are Hindu spirits, the three main gods of Hinduism, that have actually started pretending to be Jesus. They've infiltrated these churches, and they allow people to feel pleasurable feelings and feel good about their religion. But the people are still sinning. The Bible, on the other hand, says that God is love, and that love does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in truth. Many people don't realize that truth destroys sin. Sin starts with lies. Hinduism is a religion of pleasure. It has a lot of focus on feeling good. And sadly, you see that with Christianity as well. It's also worth noting the irony that Hindus hold cows to be sacred. Many Christians have been deceived into worshiping Hindu gods who are pretending to be Jesus. And the only way you can really find out is if you're willing to receive correction and abide in Jesus' words, ceasing from sin. If you do not, you get snared in a very strong delusion from these false Christs. The reason why so many have been seduced by these false Christs is because these false Christs still tolerate sin and fear. They leave people comfortable, yet offering the benefits that Jesus offers. These spirits never fully deliver their followers, but instead lead them to idolize information about Jesus. They continue in the works of Satan, but feel like they have the benefits of Jesus. But the reality is they don't. They just think they do because they've been lied to. These false Christs lie to people and completely block them from being able to enter into the kingdom through receiving the proper deliverance from sin and living in the perfect victory that Jesus gives us if we obey him, now that he's been made perfect and is ascended to the right hand of God as our high priest to teach us. If people are following the real Jesus Christ, they fear nothing. They do not fear being wrong. They do not fear being deceived. They don't fear correction. They don't even fear falling into sin. They trust in Jesus, knowing that Jesus is going to reveal the truth. He's going to save them. He's going to pull them out. They trust Jesus with everything and are confident in Jesus' saving power. They know that if they're in sin, grace will pull them out. They'll receive instruction. They'll receive wisdom. They'll receive understanding. They'll receive truth. So they have no reason to fear, but instead look to Jesus. They want the truth, and their faith is in Jesus correcting and being a light in every situation, even situations that they are already experienced in. Those in pride have faith in what they know. Those in faith towards God have faith in Jesus Christ being a light right now to every situation and challenge. Christianity teaches to have faith in God through their doctrines, their teachings, and their information that the church, as well as the ministers and the leaders, provide. And again, as I mentioned before, for those that are not in church, the false Christ teaches those people to put their faith in the teachings that the false Christ gives them, saying it's Jesus. Those false Christs even demand that you believe what they say because they say that they are Jesus. Jesus never taught us to have faith like this. Instead, Jesus warned us of false Christs and to look out for them. John said that we're supposed to test the spirit and check the message. Now, unlike church and the false Christs, God teaches us to trust him with everything, following his leading, not yesterday's instruction. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger, judge righteously without hypocrisy, and to seek the truth. The real reason why so many people are on their way to hell right now isn't even so much because they're in sin. The reason why is because they reject correction when it comes, thinking they're okay. Christians think that they're okay because their confidence is in their Jesus-themed idols. These same Jesus-themed idols that lead them away from obeying Jesus, keeping them lawless. This is why Jesus is going to say to many who thought they were saved, "Depart from me, I never knew you, you workers of lawlessness." They thought they were okay because they were prideful in their Christian beliefs, teachings that were said to be from Jesus when they were not. In the next video, I'm going to deal with this specific idol. I'm going to show how the Bible teaches that Jesus did not do it all. Jesus didn't do what he told us to do, so we do have a part to play.